Welcome back, everybody, to another episode from the Whip Report. In this lesson, we're going to be covering the profit and loss by job detail. This is from QuickBooks, one of the few decent reports QuickBooks can provide you for a contractor. What this does is it breaks down your activity by job and by trial balance account. So let's take this office remodel project, for instance. This is one job that's been set up, a class, a project, whatever it's called. $11,605 worth of billings specific to this project were recorded to account 40,150 subcontracted labor income. So as you go down this income statement or profit and loss by job, you'll see the same thing happening to different accounts. So when we get to the cost of goods sold, we have $5,275 in subcontractors' expenses recorded to $54,500. Now, as you scroll all the way to the right, there should be a total column, and that total should equal or come very close to what's on your trial balance at the end of the year, or end of the period you're reporting on. So if we look at this subcontracted labor income, we said $11,605. That's just billings on one project. Well, obviously you're recording billings on multiple projects to that account, and they all total $112,666.50. This should tie back to your trial balance. If you pull it up and you look at this for this account, it should, again, match or come close to this $112,000 amount. If it doesn't, it's likely that you recorded some billings but didn't tie it to any project. So it wasn't worth your time to associate with any job. So you just billed it straight to the GL and it's not associated with any of these. So the actual trial balance account may be higher. And the same goes for any of the other balances below. Another important thing to remember is that you may have some costs directly related to the project that aren't recorded in cost of sales. So going back to that office remodel job, you had fuel of $200 and insurance of $100. Well, if these are direct job costs, they shouldn't be in your general and administrative section of your financial statements. They should be in the cost of goods sold or cost of sales account. So what this, similar to the other example I mentioned, $200 is related to the office remodel. Well, if you go over here, a total of $900 related to projects is recorded in fuel. That's not your office fuel, that's on job. So if you go to the trial balance and you see that there's $900 in fuel, you'll need to move that to your job expenses. You can create a separate account to reclass that $900 and move it to cost of sales. What you're trying to do here is clean up the presentation of your financial statements. G&A expenses, general and administrative expenses, should really reflect the costs of maintaining the business, general costs, and the cost of your administrative personnel, accounting, there may be marketing. All of that should be in general and administrative. But if it's related to a job directly or indirectly, it should be reclassified to costs. So what you would do is you would credit this fuel expense account for $900. We'll say this total balance because there's multiple jobs that have costs here. The sunroom has $700 and this job has $200. You credit the fuel and you debit any of these cost of sale accounts. You can even create a new account for yourself so you know what you're reclassing to. So what that does again is it provides a better presentation of your financial statements. Key report here. Highly recommend you run it. Like everything else, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. I have the link to my website below. There you'll find an email address. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you in the next lesson.